Hey guys, it's Stickers with eysgamers. Today I'm going to be bringing you some Battlefield 3 tips on how to deal with air vehicles. So first off, I want to say that in my eyes the goal of the anti-air infantry is to force the pilots away from the objective, whether it be an MCOM or whether it be a flag that you're trying to capture. Your job is to make them flee in fear of a rocket or whichever you're using. Some things to remember in order to accomplish this is that air vehicles are very fast, highly maneuverable, and lethal with the right pilot. And here's some examples of that. This pilot here that I was dealing with was really good at evading the rockets, whether it be with the flares or smoke feature or just simply outrunning them. That's one thing you want to keep in mind when you're dealing with a jet, is that he is going to have the ability to outrun your rocket. So if he pops flares and you lock on and he flies straight away from you with his afterburners, he's going to be able to outrun that rocket long enough until his flares reload, and then be able to pop flares again. Some of these pilots are actually able to outmaneuver the rockets, and they actually explode in the air. So I've seen this a couple times. I have some clips of that in here that I'll show you. So biggest thing to really pay attention to when you're dealing with jets specifically is when they pop their flares. If they pop their flares, get a rocket on them as quickly as possible. But if they're flying away from you, they're probably just going to click their afterburners on and get away from that rocket. But at least they're leaving the scene, leaving the area of operations. That is the goal as infantry, to get them to flee and maybe fly in a straight line, and one of your friendly jets can get a lock on them. This clip here is the ideal scenario for bringing down a jet. This doesn't usually happen. I don't think this pilot had flares yet, but this is the way you want it to go. Lock on, send one rocket, lock on again, send a second, and boom, you got him. Like I said, this doesn't normally happen, but when it happens, it's pretty exciting. This is the best technique that I've figured out for taking out choppers. It works on jets, but for the most part, it's very effective against helicopters. What you're going to do is lock on for the first shot. They're going to pop flares, and if they're close enough to you, you immediately lock on again and send that second round. If they've been taking any damage from another helicopter or jet in the area, you're going to get the kill, like I do here. But most of the time, you're just going to get an impact or a disable, and then the jet or helicopter in the area is going to clean them up. So this is kind of the role that I've started taking as anti-air on the ground, is to focus on getting that helicopter or jet distracted by the infantry. This is a perfect clip of that, where I lock onto this guy, he pops his flares, actually gets stuck on the thing in front of me right here so I can't move forward. Anyway, lock onto him, get that first shot off, he's going to pop flares, get the second shot onto him, and get his attention. Now he's focused on me instead of the objective or the jet in the area. Got 3 shots off on this guy, and I got the disable. I got really excited because he lost control and crashed. This is generally what's going to happen. You're going to get a disable, or you're going to get just their attention and get them focused on you instead of the objective. One thing I've noticed happen frequently when I'm trying to lock onto a vehicle is when they pop flares, it won't allow me to lock on if I stay zoomed in. So if you're having this issue, what I've found that works the best is to let go of the trigger and get it out of the zoom and then zoom back in on them. Sometimes you have to do it 3 or 4 times, but it'll get it back into actually starting to lock on. The other thing to remember is if a pilot gets out of a vehicle, for some reason you are not able to lock onto it anymore. It's kind of annoying because it's like a heat signature, but that's just how it is. It's one of those little glitches in the game. Another thing to think about as well when dealing with, you just want to hunt down air vehicles, is that a lot of pilots are spawn trappers. Like, it's just the nature of how you defend yourself as a pilot. You go to where the enemy's jets leave and take off from. So if you're looking to hunt down jets and helicopters, get into a position near your base or their base, and there's going to be a consistent firefight there. If you have a really good pilot, he's going to dominate and probably start owning the map, and you can start focusing on him. But I found when I was recording these clips to show these, I would just wander over towards my base or towards the enemy's base, and that's where the majority of the air battles were taking place. Well, that's pretty much all I have. The last thing I do want to say is spot like crazy. If you see air vehicles, spot them for your pilots. It's really frustrating when you're in the jet and you don't have the radar and you don't know where the jets are. So as a ground troop, just look up and spot air vehicles every time you see them, and it'll help out your air team trying to take them out. Also, recon players, use the SOFLAM. Just deploy the thing. If you want to sit back in camp just set it somewhere and let it lock on for the team. If your team is being dominated by the air, this is a great asset. This helps so much to neutralize that threat. The other thing I wanted to mention was, as an engineer, don't even bother trying to take out the MAV. It's just a waste of ammo. You might get lucky and get a shot onto it. For the most part, I found it's just not worth wasting the ammo on it. So that's all the tips I have for you for now. As I unlock the Javelin and start using that, I will upload another video with some tips on that. But for now, that's all I got. So if you have any tips or tricks for taking down air vehicles as infantry, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear it, or see it, read it, whatever. This was Stickers with eysgamers. Take it easy, guys.